Our Family 6, Our Family Part 6. So, Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam descended to earth. There he settled, and there was a system of bearing children in the morning, bearing children in the evening, bearing children in the day, bearing children in the night. And the children were born out of Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, and then it continued. Hazrat Amma Hawa alayhi salatu wassalam started bearing children, and when humanity has spread enough, there is a system of natural cycle of conception, to conceive a child for 9 months and 10 days and then bear the child in natural process. One of the children in those days who was born under a natural cycle of conception, natural process of a birth, his name was Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam. He was the next prophet, and Noor Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam was transferred from Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam to Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam. There is also a story of Habil and Qabil, but it goes far earlier than Hazrat Shis alayhi salam and has got no relevance to our family, so therefore I didn't mention it. So Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam lived for 1500 years, 1500 years, and during 1500 years there has been the account of history. Things have been explained about him. We go ahead, and then there is an era of Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam, the Prophet of Allah Almighty, and the story goes on. So among his descendants there appeared another prophet of Allah Almighty, Hazrat Idris alayhi salatu wassalam, and the Noor Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam kept on getting transferred to the descendants of Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam until it reached Hazrat Idris alayhi salatu wassalam. When we talk about the chain of the prophets, according to one of the reference, there are 124,000 prophets of Allah. 124,000 prophets of Allah, which means 124,000 prophets. It's a large number, but in the books, in the knowledge that the names of the prophets we know is far less than that, far less than 1 lakh, far less than 24,000, far less than even 1,000, far less than 500, far less than 100. The names known to us according to the references are less than 50 for the prophets. It doesn't mean that the prophets are in 30s or 40s. It means that we lack our knowledge on the prophets, on the names of the prophets. So Hazrat Idris alayhi salatu wassalam, another prophet of Allah Almighty, and the Noor Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam transferred to Hazrat Idris alayhi salatu wassalam, who is the predecessor of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam. So Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam being at the top, then Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam, and then there were descendants of Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam. So there were generations after generations after generations until they reached Hazrat Idris alayhi salatu wassalam, who was the Prophet of Allah Almighty, and Noor Mustafa was transferred to him. As it continues, the descendants of Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam bore the Noor Mustafa, and which reached Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam. I'm talking about an era which is more than 5,000 years ago. So it was an era 5,000 years to 6,000 years from now that Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam appeared, and he had Nur Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam in his forehead.